saw it on film, and I told the boys it's going to be a little tougher in person. And when we finally did get in there in 20, they were really strong kids. And so that bothered us for quite a while, to tell you the truth. But once we decided, halftime we made a commitment, we're going to go inside. And I told the kid, what eventually broke it was some out-of-bounds plays. I mean, the last one in the game, I think maybe midway through the fourth or late in the fourth, we ran a really good out-of-bounds play and got Kyle the ball. So it's not an easy zone to attack. You don't see it very often, so we struggled for a while.
And talk about Brooks' kind of resilience, but tough shooting night, kind of kept playing.
Well, he's been steady all year for us. And tonight, I think we maybe had 13, maybe. So we're in that range right there. That's way below his average. He did a really good job on it. You know, sometimes it's tough to shoot on these rims with the background. You don't see that necessarily, the fast behind the rim type thing. So I don't know if that was the issue, but they did guard very well. And just like us, we tried to make sure their best players didn't get shots, and I'm sure they did the same.
Now, what was effective about their zone?
It was kind of unorthodox. They brought their top guy down the middle and the ball in the corner. And it's tough to get it in the post. Me and Tyler like to get it further down and then look for the guy to think that's the basket. They did a tremendous job at stopping that. It was just a kind of unorthodox zone, and we're really used to it. So.
You guys out-rebounded them by 2, but those last 2 rebounds were probably the biggest of the game, Coach.
Absolutely. Tyler had a really good tip. We had like 3 fouls to give. I think Kyle was on the line, and we told him, let's get in. Even if you foul on the rebound, we've got 3 to give. So he did a really good job of keeping it alive. I told Tyler, it may have been the game. It may have been the thing that really sealed the game. So would have liked to hit free throws down the stretch, obviously, but sometimes that happens in trouble, you know.
What did you think was important defensively from you guys when up against anywhere else?
What I think?
What was important for you guys defensively when up against them?
Well, eventually, I think they took number 20 out because they needed shooters. We were guarding 3 of their shooters. I think they eventually put a 4th shooter in, number 24. Then 13 came in. 13 was a sub off the bench. He's a 6'3" kid. You don't expect to shoot it. And he shot. I think he hit 3 threes. So they eventually went with 4 shooters. And so we just ended up going man. We have something we call tandem a little bit, that we guard 3, keep 2 guys in, and we kind of guard the area of the paint. So we eventually had to go man and just make sure they didn't give up some threes, because that's what they were hurting us with, really. No, we did a pretty good job defending the post for the most part.
Kyle, just thoughts on heading to the regional championship and playing for one?
Yeah, it's something I always dreamed as a kid. Just being in the moment, kind of surreal. But I'm excited. We're going to get a couple days of practice. We're glad that they're up OG or Cardinals.
What do you feel you need to work on for the next game?
Well, for 4 years in a row, I think we need to crack that press. It's something you can't simulate. If it's OG, you have to be OG. We really have to take care of that ball. And we've done a pretty good job at that this year. I think we're averaging 7 or 8 or 9 turnovers, which is better than it was a year ago, believe it or not. We're probably giving up some offensive scoring, some shooting from a year ago, but I think we handle the ball better. He's starting to help us handle the ball a little bit, maybe something he didn't do as a sophomore. He's doing it as a junior for us. He's a big kid, so that helps. So first and foremost, we have to take care of the ball. As you go along with both these teams that we could play are very quick and super strong kids. Of course, OG is very big as well.